Welcome to Judson ISD Facebook Live. We're here tonight to continue to answer questions and provide some more information to our parents. I'm Jeanette Ball, Superintendent for Judson ISD.
Good evening. I'm Rebecca Robinson, your Deputy Superintendent for Teaching and Learning.
Hi everyone, I'm Cecilia Davis, and I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction.
And I'm Rob Fields, Deputy Superintendent for Administration and Operations for Judson ISD.
We'd like to start off by thanking all our parents for the wonderful job that you're doing. We know that these times are very different and they're challenging, but we thank you for your patience as we all continue to navigate these uncharted waters. In addition, want to thank our staff. Our teachers have done a great job of making things happen, and so has the rest of our staff. We are going to continue to answer some questions in an effort to support each of our parents. The first question is about the help desk and how does the help desk work, because we are receiving an abundance of phone calls. So I know that many individuals have reached out to the help desk and have not gotten information yet. So if you would like and are having problems with your device, please come to 8012 Shin Oak in Live Oak, Texas, here, and we would gladly replace any device if you are having any difficulties.
Okay. The next question, I can't figure out how to get my parent Canvas app to work. So let me tell you a little bit about how the Canvas app works. First of all, we need for you to visit the Judson ISD website, and at the very top on the website there is a bar area. We need for you to click on Families. Once you click there, it'll take you to a page displaying several rectangles. Click on the rectangle that says Remote Learning Resources. There, you will find a video that says Introduction to Canvas. Please view the video for directions. The first thing it's going to ask you is to download the app on your mobile device. Choose the school district, which of course is Judson ISD. If you have not created an account, it'll ask you to create a Canvas account. It'll ask you for the first name, the last name, and an email account. Once you enter the information, it'll ask you for a pairing code. At the elementary level, you will need to get the pairing code from your child's teacher. At the secondary level, the students will receive the pairing code. Once you enter the pairing code, you will be able to choose to become an observer in your child's classroom. As an observer, you will be able to view the dates, read directions, follow calendars, and communicate with your child's teacher. If you feel that you need further instructions, there are videos on that same page on our website, and they will help you specifically on how to create your Canvas account, how to communicate with your teacher, and how to manipulate or work with the Canvas Parent app. So again, please visit our Judson ISD website and go to Families. There you will see the video for Canvas. That is the best place for you to begin.
The next question asks, how do I check my child's completed daily checkpoints and assignments without waiting for them to be graded by their teacher? First of all, for clarification purposes, please note that the district recommends that teachers do not use checkpoints for grades. The reason being is that checkpoints are intended to serve for attendance purposes, and they serve as a way to validate that a student has logged on for asynchronous instruction. In regards to grades in Canvas, Canvas does not allow a teacher to enter weights for grades. What does that mean? So it may be that in elementary, a test may be worth a certain weight category or weight percentage, while a daily assignment is worth another percentage category. And we have different weights as explained in our grading guideline system. Canvas does not allow us to submit those weights. And for that reason, we discourage teachers from using Canvas as the grading communication tool. Rather, we encourage all parents and students to look at parent self-serve or student self-serve. That's that big purple button that you can find on the Parent Online Academy. That is the official place where you can check your child's grades. That's Parent Self-Serve that you can find under the Online Parent Academy. With that being said, for the few teachers that might still keep their grading tab open in Canvas, and now that you're aware that Canvas only reflects grades, but not a true grade progress or grade average, you can find that on the left-hand side of Canvas under the grading page. But please remember that it only shows you the grade for a certain assignment and not a true reflection of your child's student average.
Good evening. My first question is, if a student has a runny or stuffy nose, only one symptom, due to allergies, can that student stay at home and attend remote learning until the allergy symptoms have subsided? Because wearing the mask could be uncomfortable, hard to breathe, or just gross. Excellent question. Answer's yes, definitely. And they can learn remotely from home until their symptoms subside, and then they can come back to face-to-face. So the answer to that is yes, definitely. Transition to remotely and come back when the symptoms subside.
The next question is, what will the community numbers need to look like for Judson ISD to reconsider having a 100% mask wearing policy for all students? At this time, Judson ISD does have a policy for 100% mask wearing at all times. Until we receive further information from CDC, from TA, and other health agencies, we will continue to wear our masks in an effort to make sure that we keep our students, employees, and all individuals as safe as possible.
Are the libraries open? Our school libraries are not open for students to check out books at this time because we are working remotely. Once we come back to face-to-face, then the libraries will open for the students. At this time, librarians are providing instructional support through various tools. You can find more information about the library on the library webpage.
Hi, can you please remind us at what time all our child's assignments and/or checkpoints should be posted by? All assignments and/or checkpoints for attendance should be posted by 11:59 of each instructional day for attendance purpose or submitting any assignment for a grade. So for example, if a teacher assigns a project today that is due 2 weeks later, it would be submitted by the student 2 weeks from now, no later than 11:59 p.m.
My next question is a piggyback from the first one. It says, does the parent simply perform the screener as usual and bring the student back to school once the runny or stuffy nose has gone? The answer to that one, again, is yes. Any parent of a student attending face-to-face is required to complete the screener as the students come back face-to-face. Once you mark that your student has one of those symptoms listed, then your student can go into remote learning. You would just contact the teacher, and you can either perform that asynchronous or synchronously with the teacher.
The next question is, when will a decision be made about returning to school on campus? I'd like to explain that today we did start our Safe Haven program. So today, several students returned that qualified for our Safe Haven program. In addition, on September the 28th, at this time, is our plan to reopen our schools for parent choice, meaning that if you selected to have your child come back and learn at the campus and receive face-to-face instruction, September the 28th is the day, or you can continue to have your child receive instruction virtually for this entire school year. If you'd like more information to see if your child qualifies for the Safe Haven program, please visit our website. We will continue to monitor the information to make sure that we can safely return on September the 28th.
Why is the district making 504 kids wait 2 months to start receiving their services again? The elementary campus is not starting RTI or dyslexia services until they are done screening the new first graders. You know which kids in grades 2 through 5 need services and were receiving them last year. Why are you making them wait to get the help that they need? 504 services started the first day of school. Those 504 services should be done by the regular teacher. If for some reason the teacher is not doing those accommodations, please contact the teacher directly and also the campus administrator, preferably the principal. RTI services and dyslexia services have already begun as well. So if your child is not receiving those services, again, please contact your campus principal so that we can ensure that those services are being done. I would encourage you to send me an email. My email address is re.robinson@judsonISD.org, or contact Patricia Baker, our 504 dyslexia coordinator, at pbaker@judsonISD.org.
I still cannot see grades on Frontline. I can only see grades every 3 weeks through progress reports. Is there something that I'm missing? So please note that effectively today we have posted a 2-page instruction sheet with nice infographics to help parents ensure that they're correctly logging in and viewing their child's progress. However, I'm going to try to explain a brief summary right now. So once you log into Parent Self-Serve, you will see a tab called My Students. Once you select the My Students tab, you do so by clicking on your student's name, especially if you have multiple children. You would then select the Report Card tab to view your student's current and final grades. On the Report Card tab, grades that are displayed in red are the student's current average based on the assignment grades that a teacher has entered to date. These are not final grades yet. A teacher would also put NG in a grade type column indicating that there are currently no grades for the course. However, once the teachers have finalized their grades according to the report card timeline, that red average will turn black, indicating that the grades are now final. If you'd like, you can click on a specific grade value and it will display the Assignments tab with the student's individual assignment grades. Again, you can find more details with nice infographics if you go to Parent Online Academy and click on Parent Self-Serve.
Mine is another piggyback. It says, do parents simply call the school and say the student will be attending remotely due to the runny or stuffy nose? I would tell you that definitely all of this needs to be facilitated through the teacher. The teacher needs to be contacted. That way she or he knows that the student is going to learn, again, asynchronously or synchronously from home. That's why it was really so important that we started off completely virtually, because it allowed students and teachers to work out the kinks with students logging into Canvas and knowing how to communicate with the teachers online. I would also say throughout the instructional year, we may find that a large portion of our students may have to transition in and out of this remote environment based on what may be occurring at the campus. So yes, all of this needs to be facilitated through the teacher. Just contact the teacher, let them know how you're going to go into a remote environment, and everything should be fine. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the next question is, when the kids return, how will the kids social distance when they catch the bus? So a couple of things to remember. When they're waiting at the bus stop, it's going to be important that they wear their masks, and also going to be important that they stand away from each other unless you are standing with your own siblings. In addition, once they get on the bus, they will be social distance on the bus, and you can only sit with your sibling or another family member, and then you will be separated and have seats in between you.
I understand that Canvas should not be used as a grading check. How do I check to see that checkpoints and assignments are completed in Canvas? When you go to Canvas, you need to make sure that you become an observer on your child's account. The fact that you become an observer gives you the right to look at your students' activities, assignments, and even the checkpoints. Canvas allows for you to look at the assignments that the teacher has actually provided for that particular day or week. On the Canvas calendar, you will see when assignments are due. For instance, let's say that a student has a project, and that project will be due in 2 weeks. You can actually set your calendar and provide yourself a reminder that that particular project will be due within so many days, and Canvas will give you a notice or a notification basically indicating when the assignment is due. There are many great features on Canvas. You just need to explore it so that you can become familiar with it, and you can actually enjoy and view your students' assignments and their progress.
I would like to remind the parents that these questions that we're currently answering are the ones that are posted from our previous posts that we ask parents to please post the questions ahead of time. So all the questions that were just answered have been questions that were posted ahead of time. We had asked for questions since last Friday. Now, in addition to those questions, we are answering new questions as they come in. Thank you. David?
Yes, actually, I just received a follow-up question regarding when our assignments posted. As a parent, if you are experiencing or your child is experiencing issues in submitting assignments in Canvas, but somehow the teacher is not being able to view them, I ask that you please contact the teacher directly, and if we need to have technology involved to see what the issue is. For the most part, when children press submit and they're able to submit their assignments, the teacher should be able to view. So if in fact the teacher's having trouble viewing, there is something that we can do. Please contact the teacher directly, and we can help troubleshoot the situation.
My next question is, can a child in band just attend the band class in person and keep doing their other classes virtually? Again, answer is yes. In an effort to accommodate the students throughout the district, Dr. Ball has allowed us to let students in extracurricular activities, CTE, athletic classes, or even if it's a specialty class that you may need to come to in person, to come to that class on campus and then go back to the rest of your classes remotely. I would tell you, though, that the responsibility for transportation is on the family or the student to get to the campus and then to get back home promptly in order to attend the next remote class. But are students allowed to come for specific classes? Yes, but they'll have to come for that class and then immediately go back to the remote instruction.
My next question has to do with the Chromebooks. I'd like to remind the parents that what we are issuing is Chromebooks and not laptops. So if you are having difficulties with your Chromebook, please come to 8012 Shin Oak here in Live Oak, Texas, and we will gladly replace that for you. There is no office number. You can go to the receptionist and we will help you to replace any broken, damaged, or unworking Chromebooks. We do not want your child to fall behind, so we would be gladly to replace those.
All activities like reading their textbooks and writing in their subject journals will be performed in a restricted space, made more so by their Chromebooks. How is Judson ISD attempting to solve the problem of desk space for students? That is one of the reasons why we are asking you to load up the information on Canvas. One of the things that we can do is to create folders on the Chromebooks and be able to keep that particular journal or readings on the Chromebooks. After the first 9 weeks, we would probably ask you to go ahead and purge those particular journals or those particular reading texts, just so you can ensure that there is enough space in those Chromebooks.
Great. The question that I received is, what's the point of students doing checkpoints in class during synchronized instruction? If the attendance and if they are for attendance and the child is in attendance via Zoom or video conference, then why are they doing the checkpoint? So as an asynchronous plan that Judson ISD is submitting, we are required to ensure that the child can validate one way or another that they have logged into Canvas. In this case, I can only assume that the teacher is using the checkpoint as part of a warm-up in order to be able to get or elicit a response from students and be able to gauge the class, what we call formative assessment, to see where kids are at. Similarly, the teacher may be using a checkpoint as part of an exit ticket to be able to assess what else do I need to prepare for my class tomorrow. So it may be that the teacher is using the checkpoint as part of their instructional cycle, which is actually a great thing. We want our teachers to be able to not just have students do work to keep them busy, but truly to any assignment be worth something for the student and be used as part of the learning cycle.
Okay. My next question is, when is the first 9 weeks over? October 23rd. October 23rd. Oh, when's the first 9 weeks over? October 23rd.
My next question is there a consistent way to communicate with teachers? At this time, lots of teachers have selected what works best for them. Many of them use things such as Remind 101, Class Dojo, Canvas, or email. So the best way to communicate with your teacher is to ask the teacher in which format that they will be using. We have given the teachers the ability to select what works best for them and for their class. But if you are having any difficulties contacting a teacher, please feel free to reach out to the campus administrator and ask the campus administrator to help you make contact with the teacher. Excuse me, I'd also like to just let you know that I did say 8012 Shin Oak. It is 2 buildings that are basically back to back, and the front of it is Shin Oak, and the back of it is Palisades Drive. It's probably easier to park on Palisades Drive, but know that it is 2 buildings back to back that are together. But feel free to park on Palisades Drive because we want it to be convenient to you.
What if we don't want all that virtual learning? Do we pull our students till it's person? I'd just like to remind everyone that we are doing virtual learning right now and that we do have Safe Haven But however, during Safe Haven, it is still being done remotely while the students are being monitored on campus. We want to remind everyone that our schedule is, and our hopes are, that we start with face-to-face on September 28th. It is very important that your children still continue with their education, although you may not be happy with the virtual learning, and we totally understand that due to whatever technical issues that you may have. We are here to support you. If you are having some technical difficulties, please come to our ERC Center on Palisade Drive so that we can assist you. Also know that many of the elementaries and high schools, well, actually all our schools have hotlines. The schools are willing to sit with you as a parent and with your child to walk you through any of the difficulties on whether to sign on Canvas or to look at Zoom and how to enter some of those activities that you need to complete. It's important that you continue your child's education. So be patient, and hopefully on September the 28th, we will start on face-to-face. For now, continue your child's education because that is very important.
The question that I've received has to do with troubleshooting some technological issues having to do with a child's learning. We have just recently released a troubleshooting guide for parents that you can find in our Return to Learn website if you should encounter any issues. When, and this will occur, there will be times when Canvas is not working, or students cannot access the student portal, or the Zoom link is not activating. There is a one-page troubleshooting guide for parents that will be shared by your campus to all parents this coming week, and it will also be posted on our Return to Learn website. Please check that out.
My next question is, can I still pick up Chromebooks? I was unaware that the students would still need them when starting face-to-face. We've been using our laptops in the meantime. As you've heard already, you can come up and pick up the Chromebooks from the ERC. I believe that's 8205 Palisades Road, as Dr. Ball explained. And just come up. If you need a Chromebook, you can come up and pick one out.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
The next question is, will my child have to make up the work missed? Just as regular school or traditional school, if your child is absent, they do have to make up the work. So if a child misses instruction, your child will still have to make up the work.
I have no question.
I have no question.
I am going to ask a question and ask one of my colleagues to help me with this. The question is, has the learning plan been posted for face-to-face instruction?
I would need to get a little more clarification on...
Maybe that parent will give me a little bit more information. The question is, has the learning plan been posted for face-to-face? Excuse me.
Our learning plan and our Return to Learn document does provide how we're coming back. It provides specifically the asynchronous learning plan, and it details when we're coming back. But for face-to-face, we're not required to submit a separate plan to the state.
Thank you.
If Dr. Ball, if they're talking about face-to-face as what is going to happen in the classroom, it'll run just like a regular classroom would, and as it has happened before in the past. So our lessons would continue being our lessons, just our everyday learning that we do with our students.
Thank you, Ms. Robinson. The next question, Dr. Fields, did you have another one?
No, ma'am.
Okay, the next question is on September the 28th. Would it only be face-to-face, or can we still do virtual learning? Absolutely, we can still do virtual learning. We are going to continue virtual learning for the entire year. So we want to provide that service to any family, any student, parent that wishes to continue to participate in that. A next question is, have there been any decisions made about the required to return to school? Will we be notified in advance, or would the next day they are required to attend in person? If I understand the question correctly, the situation is that right now our plan is to return on September the 28th, giving the parents the option. It is going to be an option. You do not have to bring your child back, but you may choose face-to-face instruction, or you may continue the virtual learning experience that you're having at home. Any other questions or information that any team members would like to share for parents?
I would like to clarify regarding face-to-face. If a parent selects that a child come face-to-face, once we are able to do that, and a child is absent, can they revert to the asynchronous learning at home? And they absolutely can, without having to notify the campus that they're reverting to asynchronous. It basically would happen automatically if a child, for example, comes for 2 weeks face-to-face, but happens to be out for 3 days because they are sick. If they log on to Canvas the way they have been doing every day, then they can still be marked present without having to go through additional notification or without having to fill out another survey response form. They just simply automatically revert to asynchronous learning by logging on to Canvas to make sure that they complete their work on that day from home.
Again, I just want to reiterate, we're getting a lot of the same repeat questions, that virtual learning will be available for the entire school year, if that is what you choose for you and your child. I am going to ask each one of my senior staff members to please one more time share their email address, because we truly are here to help and we want your child to be successful and for no one to fall behind.
Again, my name is Rebecca Robinson, and my email address is RERobinson@judsonISD.org.
And my name is Cecilia Davis, and you can contact me at cdavis139@judsonISD.org.
And I'm Rob Fields. My email address is M as in Mike Fields, Fields, @judsonISD.org.
Mine is Jeanette Ball @judsonISD.org. Parents, I know that this is certainly not perfect, and I think I would say that it's not perfect at any school district, but I can tell you that we have some staff members that truly care for our students, and are truly trying to do their very best. We want to help you. We want to support you. We want your child to have a good experience. So if there's anything that we can do to help you, please reach out to us, and we will find a way to make this a positive experience for your child, because we certainly don't want anyone to fall behind. We thank you for joining us tonight, and we remind you that we do this exactly the same again in Spanish. We will do this in Spanish next Tuesday, and we will continue to do this as long as we have questions, because we want to be able to provide information to our parents. So have a very good evening, and thank you all very much.